And Nimrod was one of the descendants of Can, Noah's son. The main biblical information about the story of Nimrod is in chapters 10 and 11 of the book of Genesis. There is no consensus among scholars about the origin and meaning of the name Nimrod, but it is widely accepted that Nimrod comes from a Hebrew root that means rebelling. Nimrod is quoted in 2 other Old Testament books, beyond the book of Genesis. It appears in the genealogy recorded in chapter 1 of 1 Chronicles. In Messias chapter 5 verse 6, we also find the expression Earth of Nimrod. In chapter 10 of the book of Genesis, where the descendants of Noah are described, we read that Nimrod was a powerful man on earth and founder of some important cities of antiquity. Nimrod is also described as a powerful hunter before the Lord. The powerful word in this description translates the Hebrew gibor, which means brave, warrior, or strong and brave man. Jewish exegetes interpret this expression of different ways. Some suggest the Genesis text on Nimrod is summarized and is not intended to make a moral judgment of his person. In this case, the word gor would only be an indication that he was a great antiquity warrior, but it does not mean that he was necessarily a good or bad person. Others argue that Nimrod was indeed a great hunter who gained ancient fame for helping people to share their fighters. Similarly to this interpretation, there are still those who argue that Nimrod was a whole and committed person with the Lord. This interpretation considers that the biblical statement that Nimrod was a powerful hunter before the Lord means that he lived before God's face. That is, he sought the Lord and brought him offers from his hunt. Still, according to this interpretation, although Nimrod had founded the city of Babel, he would not have been the corruption of this city who led men to disobey the Lord with the Babel Tower enterprise. Finally, others claim that Nimrod's biblical description indicates that he was really a wicked man. This is because the statement that Nimrod was a powerful hunter before the Lord, in Hebrew, can also be translated in order to indicate that he was against the Lord. That is, he was a perverse and tyrant man, known for being a killer of men, and it displeased the Lord. This interpretation has been the most accepted among scholars. In addition, the word hunt is used in several old writings in reference to a military campaign. In the book of Jeremiah, chapter 16, verse 16, for example, the biblical writer employs the hunter's figure to speak of killers or hunters of men. Jewish historian, he made people trust in their own strength. He also identified submission to God as a kind of slavery. Osepho attributes to Nimrod to build the Tower of Babel. According to him, the motivation for such construction was the desire to take revenge on God if he decided to flood the earth again. Moreover, this tower concentrated humanity in one place, contrary to the order of the Lord for the dispersion of humanity upon the earth. In any case, what we know is that Nimrod founded a kingdom formed by Babel, Erech, Akkad, and Calneh in the Shinar land, which currently corresponds to the region southern Iraq. Subsequently, this area became the famous Babylon. Verses 11 and 12 of Genesis chapter 10 also indicate that Nimrod went to the region of Syria, which in Micah chapter 5 verse 6 is called the Earth of Nimrod. There he built some cities, including the city of Nineveh. For good or bad, no doubt Nimrod was a remarkable man in antiquity. So, here comes a question. Is it possible to identify Nimrod in extra-biblical history? Many historians try to solve, in terms of archaeology. Who would have been Nimrod? Some believe he was a Sargon of Akkad, a great warrior and hunter who conquered all Mesopotamia. Others argue that he was Gilgamesh, a legendary king of Erech. Some also suggest that Nimrod may have been the source of some worshipped deities in antiquity. These people see a connection between Nimrod's deeds with the belief attributed to the Ninurta, the god of war and the hunting of Babylonians and Assyrians. Some even suggest that the story of Nimrod may be behind Marduk legends, one of the main Babylonian deities. Anyway, no identification can be affirmed as certain so far. The only thing that can be considered is that, most likely, the great reputation of Nimrod may have originated many legends and myths that have been spread in antiquity. This confirms the fact that your name is linked to several cities and places in the Babylon region. Some old traditions also believe that Nimrod was married to Semai, a mythological queen who reigned over the Asia region. According to some legends, Semiramis was the founder of Babylon. But this possibility is discarded by the scholars who explain that Nimrod and Semiramis lived in completely different time.